I'm here. Yep, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so my issue with you is that your content is slander.
Okay, we're going to dive right into it. Do you want to introduce yourself first?
I don't think I need an introduction.
Oh, okay, you're going to play this mysterious. Okay. Okay, you think I'm slander.
Yeah.
Go ahead and, what are your ideas? This Organized Chaos video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you.
You know what? That's your excuse. And if that helps you sleep at night, it isn't bigotry that you stand against.
If you don't
stand against people who oppose.
I've heard you say bigotry. I've heard your fans
you
say
stand
bigotry
against people who
lot.
oppose your cult.
No, I say it against bigots.
You don't. You're a soy boy, and you stand against it. You stand for woke. That's what you do. You stand for woke.
So
you think you stand against bigots, but
I have to ask
I stand against bigots too. I stand against you then,
because this soy shit's been so disproven, and you love to use it.
It's a nice way of not calling you gay. You know, like in the old way of like people used to say.
Let me ask
Dude,
you
stop
this:
being
is
so
gay an insult?
Yeah.
So okay, so
it used to be. Now it isn't so much. It should be again.
So calling somebody gay should be an insult
because it didn't mean homosexual. It meant lame.
Really?
Well,
Ethan, I'm old enough to know that's exactly.
It didn't mean homosexual. I would say something so gay that means lame.
Ethan.
No, it didn't. You're not old enough to remember that. So soy is a nice way of saying, instead of saying gay, because here's the problem. All right. And the problem is you're quite right. Like, listen, people don't want to insult homosexuals. They don't want to insult the LGBTQ community, but they still want to use the kind of word that means lame, the way gay used to, but it no longer does. So we call you soy, okay, which means kind of weak, femmy, like linguini spined. That's what it means. We call you soy boys.
I like seeing your homophobia.
Yes, pussies. I just told you why it wasn't homophobia. Soy is about...
And then you did homophobia, dude.
replacing that to avoid homophobia.
Oh, no, I didn't. So if we just use
I said in the old days, people said gay, but they didn't mean homosexual. They meant lame.
So it's always a dog whistle for homophobia.
Is it a dog whistle?
Yes.
It's a frog whistle. No, it isn't. It just isn't. You're lying again. You're not listening. You have selective hearing. You know, I'm being honest with you and forthright. I didn't do that. You are lying again.
Wow.
Real time, you're lying. Like you're not even waiting to go back and recut this in order to say.
I don't have to recut.
You're lying real time while people are listening to you.
You're owning yourself nicely.
Okay, please don't. Now listen. Yeah, right. Listen again. In the old days. By that, I mean the 90s. People used to say, stop being gay. They didn't mean homosexual. They meant lame.
Ethan,
okay, but now that's politically incorrect because nobody wants to insult.
And that's exactly what
nobody wants to insult homosexualities.
That's exactly
what it
nobody
meant. Wants to insult homosexuals.
Ethan, did you know
so we replaced that term with soy.
In the 90s?
Oh, was it? What are you talking about, dude?
Of course
so what?
It was.
Who cares? What does that have to do with this?
When people said being gay, they were talking about being homosexual and using it in a negative connotation.
Okay. Well, I disagree with you. Okay. And by the way, soy doesn't mean gay. Soy doesn't mean homosexual.
Oh my God. How many times are you going to redefine
Do you think soy means homosexual? You think I'm sitting here saying you're homosexual by saying you're a soy boy?
Oh my God, Ethan.
That's not what I said. I said it replaced. Listen, once again. Wow, bro. See, that's so soy, dude. To just be like, wow, dude. Wow. Men don't do that. See, that's the thing. Like, real men don't behave the way you're behaving. That's soy.
How do real men
like your father, your grandfather in World War II would never go, wow, dude, I can't believe you. I'm fighting against bigotry.
It's almost like we talk differently.
You literally just said that you had
40s.
Wow, bro.
It's almost like terminology changes as the decades go on. Isn't that weird?
Yes, that's why I'm saying. We no longer use the word gay. Sometimes I do because it's pretty funny. But listen, we don't use that. We don't want to denigrate homosexuality. We don't want to denigrate them because they're our customers. We just don't want to do that. But we use the word soy to describe your behavior,
So we'll
which
use
isn't
soy
homosexual. I don't know if you're interested in having sex with men. But what I do know is that your behavior is not masculine.
Oh, good. Go ahead.
It just isn't, dude.
So what? Do you need
Soy
me to go
means
fight,
low testosterone.
Do you need me to go
That's
fight
right.
some Japs in World War II to prove myself to you?
No. Yes,
Yeah, well,
I have one that you could fight. One in particular.
Well,
his name's Smiller.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Seriously, dude.
I have no interest in proving myself to you, but good fun.
Okay, good, dude. All right, good. You don't have to. I'm not asking you to. You asked me what soy means. I told you very honestly what it means.
Soy means coded to homophobia. Thank you for letting me know.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because most gay men are more high T than you.
Oh, good. That's good.
You know that? I mean, gay. Yeah, it's true. Most gay men are they're out there lifting weights and stuff. They have high testosterone. You do not.
Good.
So it has nothing to do with gay. Don't use that as an excuse.
By looking at me?
You're not
That's
as cool
impressive.
as them.
Is that your superpower?
You're not as cool as gay men are.
Cool. So your superpower
You're not as
is
cool
you can
as
look
gay
and
men.
see somebody's testosterone level? That is impressive, dude.
I'm talking to you, Robert. I'm talking to you. And you're passive aggressive. You're feminine. You're not listening to me. You're behaving like a woman.
Oh, so we're going to get some sexism in there. Jesus Christ, Ethan. Can you level
I have no problem
insult?
with that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So we're hitting.
You're asking me what things mean.
Sexism.
You're like,
Jesus,
I don't like
dude.
your insult soy. What does it mean? Does it mean homosexual? No, it doesn't.
Those were your words.
It doesn't mean that.
Those were your words.
Because as I've just reiterated, homosexuals are more high T than you are. Whatever you are is soy, and I don't think you're gay. You could be. I don't know.
Wow, Ethan.
It means you behave in a very
quite a rabbit hole we've gone.
Non-masculine way.
Wow. Do you want to throw out any more slurs? Do you want to throw out any more slurs while you're at it? Maybe insult some more minority groups?
I'll be happy to. Ask me to define more internet terminology for you.
Cool.
And I will.
Yes. No, this is...
Everybody knows what that means.
Wow.
Everybody.
So, Ethan, this little,
this
homophobia and sexism you just threw out at me, do you think maybe this might be why you aren't getting work at DC and Marvel anymore?
Hey,
Can I relate this to something? Say you're into motorcycles, or say you're into video games, right? And somebody puts out a tweet that says, "Hey, video gamers are calling X video game racist, so all gamers," right? Or say it was 10,000, 20,000. They say, "Oh, a bunch of video gamers specifically are going after this person." As a video gamer, would you not, on some level, think, I'm not a racist? Why would I be painted with the rest of that crowd?
Show me the point where they say all Star Wars fans are racist.
They don't say all Star Wars fans, but they say a bunch of Star Wars fans, and that kind of paints it like, a bunch of Star Wars fans.
How should they have phrased it so that people who are fans would not have been upset about it? Because, like I said, I'm a fan, been a fan all my life of Star Wars. I don't feel like it was... when I read that, I'm like, oh man, it's talking about the racist Star Wars fans, the ones who are being racist, which is probably not even close to
Well, why don't they just say she was receiving racist tweets from people instead of specifically calling out the fans?
Publicly said out.
She wasn't calling out.
Yeah,
dude, you're talking about the fans as if we were a fucking monolith, and we're not. There's a lot.
That's how it was worded.
No, it wasn't.
Read the tweet.
It absolutely
pull it up and read it.
I'm trying to find it right now.
Let's read it on screen.
I'll paraphrase it real fast.
Read it on stream. Enlighten me. I've never had a Twitter account, so I wouldn't know.
Well,
does someone have it pulled up? I can paraphrase it pretty well.
No, no. I don't think we need to do any paraphrasing right now. Hang on.
Okay.
I think we need to go to the source.
Okay.
Just because. Does she still have an account up, or did she close it?
It wasn't on her account. It was on the official Star Wars Twitter account.
Thank you.
I have it somewhere screenshot.
I probably have a screenshot too.
Too much files in this folder about that shit.
Wait, what? There's like 15 different Star Wars ones. Which one was it?
Okay, it's probably gonna take you a while to dig it up if you're just looking for the straight Twitter account.
Yeah, because there's
Star Wars, yeah.
Star Wars Celebration. I got Star Wars UK, Star Wars Ander and Tales of the something. Oh, official home of Star. Let's go with this one. Okay.
You'd have to keep logs that far back.
It does. It can go back pretty far. Okay, the official tweet was there are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist.
Okay, I did see that one.
What?
That one's pretty innocuous.
Yes,
there was another one that was the one that
I think there was another one before it, but yeah.
That's all it says? Is that verbatim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it too. I saw it too earlier when I looked it up. And I thought that couldn't be it, because from what everyone has said, it's different. Like they were saying,
no,
hey,
people are blown up over that one.
There's another one.
That's nothing statement.
I have the other one here. It's let me see. I probably want to share screen so you guys don't think I'm like making it up.
Oh man, I can see the reflection off your glasses.
Nice. No, that's the wrong screen. Here, let me put it over here.
Hey, now you put too much confidence in my eyesight. I haven't been able to see well since I last arc flashed myself. Which, by the way, Bob, both of you I'm singing look great.
Hey?
Let's see. All right. I'm gonna share my screen. We're proud to welcome Moses Ingram to the Star Wars family and excited for Reva's story to unfold. If anyone intends to make her feel in any way unwelcome, we have only one thing to say. We resist. And then there are 20 million sentient species one.
All
right, so okay, I can see your point. It's a nothing tweet. It literally means nothing.
Yeah.
Think about how much content was made off of that, man.
Yeah.
Like how many videos were like, they're attacking the fans.
Okay, so let's go back to this. If you're going to keep on saying I'm a grifter and I'm spreading slander, explain again how MCU isn't sexist, because that thing is sexist on its face. You've said lots of stuff. You haven't said how it's not sexist.
I said why it wasn't sexist like many times, because it's just a way to it's trying to call Disney out for pandering.
When 2 of the 3 movies the MCU has released this year star white men, how is the MCU even relevant?
Dude, for fuck's sake, I said, for fuck's sake, you weren't listening to me. I've said multiple times, it's trying to call Disney out for just trying to pander to a select demographic of people.
Oh no, they're expanding their fan base. Women are getting more interested in the comic books, so they're trying to expand their fan base. That's what you do in business.
They already have a large enough fan base.
Oh, so they shouldn't make any more content for women then?
That's not what I'm... Dude, like, stop trying to paint the narrative that way.
Well, then why is the argument, they already have a large enough fan base?
Look, I'm just... Like...
So, a person yells bomb, and there's a stampede, and everybody runs out, and a couple of people die. In your opinion, the person who yells bomb is innocent of that?
As far as yelling the word bomb, yeah.
So, because they yelled bomb, there's a panic, and there's a stampede, and people died. You think the person who yelled bomb is, can wash their hands of it? That's not on them.
I told you I'm a free speech absolutist, so I go to the extreme here. They are responsible for the people trampling
we're taking the next
else.
step. We're arguing not even that, there should be free speech. You're arguing that there should be no consequences for speech. Because I am 100% fine with free speech. Obviously you have limited stuff. I'm not cool feeling fire in a crowd theater and stuff like this. But, there's going to be consequences for free speech.
If somebody yells bomb at something like a political rally, they're going to get swarmed by Secret Service.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. they're gonna suffer the consequences of that.
Okay, so you're for that, right? You're for them suffering consequences for that, right?
Not really. Because there's no proof of it. And I don't like the government overstepping their bounds.
I wouldn't call that overstepping your bounds. I mean, they're yelling bomb and it's causing a panic. I mean, there's no reason to do that or to be malicious.
What if somebody accidentally thought that there was a bomb? They saw a backpack.
Well, then
right?
There's different. Then there's there's an argument
they
that
they saw a backpack and they heard
You're
a
talking about
noise
completely.
coming
I'm
from
talking
it.
about
Somebody had a cell phone going off.
Yeah, no, we're talking.
Well,
there's two completely different situations.
You can't. No, you can't have it both ways.
Might
either one way. One way you're going to get punished, or one way you're not. Right?
Yeah, no. Well, because one's an honest mistake. I mean, there's a reason why there's a difference between murder and manslaughter. They're two different crimes treated differently, but frequently with a similar effect.
How are you going to differentiate between the person who's fucking around and the person who makes an honest mistake?
That's intent, motivation.
How do you know what the intent is? What if the person who yelled
out
that's where
investigations
says,
come in. You don't necessarily know, but that's where investigations come in.
See what I mean? This is where you don't want people suffering consequences for free speech. I mean, you can't
listen.
have that.
I'm okay with the government largely not being involved with free speech. Obvious exceptions, but what type of consequences are you talking about? Let's bring up something that came up relevant. Alex Jones. What's your opinion on what happened to Alex Jones?
It's bullshit.
So you think Alex? Go ahead.
Being sentenced to pay almost $1 billion out to people because he voiced an opinion saying that the Sandy Hook shootings weren't real. That's his opinion.
Well, it's opinion that's not backed up by fact that was harming the lives of innocent people who had lost their children.
How is it harming them? The kids were already dead.
They're getting. Oh my god, dude! Because not only are the kids dead, but now they're getting hate mail. They're getting people calling them liars on the street. They're getting all types of harassment, dude.
Really? Were people sending them hate mail?
Yes.
Were they really?
Yes.
Do you have proof? Do you have proof of that?
Oh, not on hand, but it was brought up in the trial. They had enough proof that he now has to pay $1 billion.
The trial that says he has to pay $1 billion.
Yes. There is
right?
There is enough for a civil case to go against him.
With a bunch of lawyers that said this happened because of this guy, right? What do lawyers do?
Lawyers are there to go ahead and give me your definition.
The truth. They bend the truth to win their case.
Yes, so you have two lawyers going against each other. So are you trying?
What harm?
So okay, now let's back this up a bit further. Do you believe the Sandy Hook shootings happened?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh my god!
I can't say.
Oh my god, dude! Holy shit! Okay.
I wasn't there. Were you?
No, of course I wasn't there. But I believe parents lost their children, dude. Jesus.
I don't believe it. I don't believe everything that everybody tells me. I think for myself.
Okay, but you have to have some sort of standard for when somebody gives you enough evidence of something and say, okay, yeah, that's probably happened. That happened. I'm fairly confident that happened, right? Here, let's back this a bit further. Is the Earth round?
I don't know. I can't prove it.
No,
there's no way for me to prove it myself.
Well, moving on. What do you think about it not having a title crawl, instead of a title crawl, which would be more in line with Star Wars, it just doing a recap scene?
Well, I think only the proper episodes have had title crawls, so that's pretty common now, since we've been delving into Star Wars without episode numbers. I think the only exception might be the Clone Wars movie. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, they're just presented differently because it's not a proper episode number, so... Yeah, I don't... I think the end result is I don't think too much of it. I know.
Did you mean Attack of the Clones doesn't have a title crawl?
No, Attack of the Clone. No, there's a Clone Wars movie. There's an animated Clone Wars movie that came out in 2008. Yes. It was kind of like it was essentially the pilot episode to the Clone Wars series, but it was it came out to theaters. It was a theatrical release.
Cool stuff. I think the reason I'd say that no title crawl would be a mark against is because this is supposed to be the big live action return of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan and Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. It seems like something that big, you would want to play it up. You would want to make it feel epic. So it seems like not having a title crawl is a disservice to that. But that's all I got on that one.
Okay. That's an opinion. I mean, there's an argument to be made for it. But yeah, I honestly, I wasn't really expecting them. Because, like, I remember that was the big question when I went into Rogue One. Is like, will this have a title crawl? The answer was no. So I just got used to everything that wasn't a proper episode number not having a title crawl. So, like, when I didn't see one for this, I was just like, okay.
You're kidding. Rogue One didn't have a title crawl.
Nope.
I mean, you got to understand here, Puma, that like science does not have is not vindictive against religion. It's not trying to disprove religion.
Science has an agenda. Science is telling everybody now that fucking males and females don't exist, and it's all just gender fluid nonsense.
Biology.
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's
I've
science.
never seen a scientist say anything like that. What scientific data are you talking about?
You don't see what's going on now, where doctors are telling people that there's multiple genders, and you can just cut your penis off, and you can become a woman.
You're misunderstanding.
Right? That's the science you guys are believing in that are telling you about the round earth.
You're misunderstanding. I'm seeing what's actually going on, and then I'm seeing what loudmouths like you say is going on, and they're completely fucking different. There's a science between biological sex, and then there's also gender, which is a societal thing. Because let's face it, how often do you meet somebody and demand when you meet somebody, how often do you demand they show you their genitals so that you know their pronouns? Do you do that every time you meet somebody?
Yeah, and also like
no, you know the way I usually greet people is if they look like a man or a woman. Call me old fashioned. But when I was growing up, chicks look like chicks and dudes look like dudes.
Well,
and if I can't tell what they are, I'm probably not going to talk to them.
Very ignorant of you, but let's move past that. Let's say we have a
How is that ignorant?
Well, let's say we have a biological woman that goes by female pronouns, but just happens to be tall and have a masculine voice. What are you going to refer to him as?
What? Looks like a woman, acts like a woman, but just has a deep voice?
No, well, they might actually look, maybe small breast, maybe.
I mean, are we talking
tall,
like it's a chick you meet and she's like, "Hi, my name is, Georgina."
There's all types of biological variables, all types of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and not just that, Puma, but like, let me ask you a question: would you hold your best friend's hand?
What, like a male friend?
Yeah, a male friend. Would you hold them?
Get the fuck out of here. What do you think I am?
Well, what if they need you to? What if they need help?
Well, no, hold on. The thing is that in India right now, that is considered masculine if you're weird if you don't. Would you wear a wig?
In India? Oh, yeah. Are they holding the same hands that they use to wipe their asses with? Shit screen.
Let me ask you a question. Would you wear a wig in pumps and leggings today?
Fuck no.
Well, okay, in the 1600s, if you didn't, you'd be considered a bitch. I mean, just this like insane, like paranoid hysteria.
I'd be considered a bitch now if I did it.
Sure. This insane hysteria.
That's why I don't do it.
Sure, this insane hysteria that you have in the 1800s would make you an insane woman. So like what I'm saying is the definition of what is man.
A man not wanting to wear a wig and pumps is a bitch.
Dude, the founding fathers wore wigs all the time.
Yeah, you're disrespecting.
They wore powder wigs. That's a different fucking thing.
Are you disrespecting the founding
They wore
fathers?
dresses
Whoa,
too.
Dude. Go back to China, you commie. Listen, what I'm saying is, the other thing you gotta realize is that what being a man means changes from culture and changes throughout time. Like in some tribes, different tribes have different coming of age ceremonies for men when they go from being boys to being men. So each one has a different standard. If there was a subjective measure of what manhood was, it would never change throughout time or throughout culture. Therefore, we know that gender is a social construct. There you go, buddy. Just spelled it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
Gender is a social construct, right?
Yes, yes. Did you not hear what I just said? Yes.
Okay, so when was the last time?
I can prove that gender is a social construct for you. Are you ready for this?
All right, let's hear it.
Have you seen everybody you ever met? Have you seen their genitals?
Have I seen the genitals of everybody I've ever met?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Well, but then you call them he or she. So how do you know their pronouns?
Because it's a biological function to recognize male and female.
But you didn't see
But you don't know that. You don't know that.
That's something you don't even.
You haven't seen their biology.
You don't even have to think about. In fact, when something is blurring the lines is when we get confused. And that's why we're like, whoa, wait a minute. What the fuck is going on here?
Puma, I have bad news for you. You're the only one confused.
It's a biological function to tell male from female.
Bob, do you get like that?
We also have unseen things, right, that we know about. It's body language and shit. Even pheromones and stuff like that.
Body language is
smells.
Man or woman. It's universal amongst all people.
Maybe you don't see their genitals. Maybe you just take a chromosome test of everybody you meet. Is that what you do?
I can tell a man when I see a man, and I can tell a woman when I see a woman. And I can tell when a woman is pretending to be a man, and I can tell when a woman is pretending to be. It's.
But you don't verify it, so you can't know. That means you judge gender based purely on presentation. There you go. Gender is a social construct.
I'm guessing you identify a man as someone with a deeper voice, taller, typically less breast, but you don't know.
You're defeating your own argument there, because you may identify somebody as a woman who says they're a woman that's actually a man, and you wouldn't know because you haven't seen their genitals either.
Yeah, so, dude, I'm not asking to see their genitals.
6 of one, half a dozen of another.
I would simply, I would probably just use the pronouns I assume.
Just go along with the bullshit.
I will use the proper pronouns.
Why wouldn't I? What's wrong with that?
What's the difference from me saying, you know what, I'm actually a dog, but I'm just wearing human skin?
So
Can you
Puma,
prove that?
so I'm talking to you, Puma.
See how nonsensical that shit is?
The thing is, you were never a dog. It was never in your bio. It was never in your
How do you know? How do you know I'm not a dog that's wearing a human skin? How do you know I'm not a dog that's wearing a human skin?
Puma,
go ahead, Bob. Go ahead. I'll let you take over, dude.
This all comes down to basic courtesy. So I'm calling you Puma right now because that's what you identify as. That's what you want me to call you, right?
What else are you gonna call me?
Okay, Frank, how you doing? I'm just gonna call you Frank now.
This guy is a fucking clown, dude. I swear.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
Well, I'm just gonna call you Frank now because I don't care what you want to be called. Isn't that a bit rude? Isn't that being a dick?
I like Rachel better, Bob.
Oh, Rachel?
Oh, that's fine, Leslie. Go ahead, Leslie. Tell me what else you're gonna call me.
And we're being rude right now. You want to know why? Because we're not calling each other by what we want to be called by.
So, we're still talking.
How do you not get that? It's literally about not being rude. Somebody wants to identify by a new name or new pronouns? I don't care. That is their business.
Well, how do you feel about this then, Leslie? How do you feel about this? If somebody, right, doesn't like what you're saying, or you don't like what they're saying, you feel it's okay to block them, right? But if I'm out in public somewhere some person who's a man is saying that they're a woman, and I say, you know what, I'm not going to play along with that, and then I block them by literally walking away from them. and not
don't
talk
be an asshole.
to him anymore.
Just
It's
don't be
the
an
same
asshole to
thing.
them. Yeah, just don't
It's
be
the
an
same
asshole
thing,
to them.
right?
Yeah,
So
just don't be
so
an
is it okay for us like hetero-normal people to block the trannies and the homosexuals out in society?
How you're
because we view them as being
unrelated
trolls.
issues.
No, it's the same thing.
Well, dude,
it's the same thing.
No, it's
I
not.
view
It's unrelated
transvestites and transsexuals as being trolls. So what if I decide
trolls?
I'm going to
They're going through a very
them?
difficult
I'm not
path in
dealing
their
with
life
them.
to be trolls. Are you fucking serious? They're facing
I block them in
persecution
real
from
life?
society, from people like you to be trolls?
Can I-
Why the fuck would they do that?
Can I block them in real life like you block people on the internet who you don't agree with?
Well, I mean, you don't have to talk to them. It might be rude.
Why should I have to accept their nonsense?
Because
if you say that you don't have to accept,
dude,
hold on. If you say that you don't have to accept my nonsense online, why should I accept their nonsense in real life?
I'm not saying you have to accept
What's the
it, but
difference?
also understand that if you don't accept it, there might be social consequences because there's a term for people who don't accept it. It's called an asshole. So women are more likely to get rejected from these roles because they're less seen in these roles. So
that's what you think is happening.
It's a bias. It's society, dude. There's a bias that women are less qualified for these roles, so it's tougher for them to get these roles. There's an absolute bias. How can you not say that? And you look at the shit Kathleen Kennedy gets. Kathleen Kennedy
Kennedy fucking sucks.
Dude, she has a legendary career as a producer. Absolutely legendary. I defy you to find a man who has nearly the credentials that Kathleen Kennedy has as a producer. It's insane. But yet everybody wants to dump on her. She's probably one of the most famous producers because everybody wants to dump on her. Gee whiz, I wonder what's the difference between Kathleen Kennedy and a lot of other famous male producers.
She's being propped up like fucking AOC was. Are you kidding me? Are you serious, man?
Yeah, the biggest people who talk about her are the people on the right pissing about her. I don't see anybody else talking about her.
Yeah, the Star Wars films are awful. What the fuck? Yeah, no shit. People are gonna shit. And then all
so what? Do you know how many? Even if you think Disney Star Wars was awful, do you know how many classic movies she's produced?
Right. But that's what I'm saying that the things that she's doing now can't disqualify her from her position in some great part. And so what you're trying to tell me is that it doesn't matter what she's doing as long as she's there. It's okay.
Well, number one, I don't have the same negative impression of the current state of Star Wars as you do. I'm not thrilled with it, but it's not as bad as you think. That being said, why is everybody so focused on somebody who has a fucking insane resume like Kathleen Kennedy? Her resume is insane. She is overqualified for this position. Massively.
Doesn't even matter.
Massively.
It doesn't. So it's going to matter to you if you actually like the Star Wars shit, and maybe it'll matter to me too if I'm considering the fact that she's kind of the things she's done up to this point. Okay, good. She's gotten to a point. Maybe she should be at this point, right? She's still in the position she's in. That is either due to the fact that the movies are good in some bizarre land, maybe, I don't know, or she's kept there because she is some kind of special hire. I don't know. And
oh my god, you're arguing she's some sort of diversity hire when she has. Look at her fucking resume, dude. Look at her resume. She is way overqualified for this job.
So because of shit she's done in the past, it's okay for her to just be wherever she wants to be, right? Even though she's still doing things fucked up according to quite a lot of people, right? Like,
that is a matter of opinion, but you're arguing she was a diversity hire when she has like one of the best filmographies you could ever imagine. It's insane.
Right, so she may have gotten there, right? But her retaining that, right? That's what I'm getting at now.
But dude, you're arguing she's a special hire, not that she should be retained. You're arguing she's a special hire.
I said maybe she was a special hire.
Oh, you implied it. Okay, listen,
I don't fucking know. Nuance for you.
Yeah, you're hiding in you're throwing in an extra word because you're implying she's a special hire. You're strongly implying she's a special hire.
I'm implying that that's what could have happened. Yes, I'm implying that that's what could have happened. That is what could have happened is why I'm implying that, right? Yeah, her rap sheet could be long, sure, certainly, but that she's still there, right? It's that she could be fucking things up. According to a lot of people, she could be fucking things up. So what's keeping her around now? That's what I'm saying. So if you're not there because you're good at your job, right? Why are you still there? Is it because maybe it's much more obvious that she's not hired.
Do you think Kevin Feige should be fired?
Because she's good? Kevin Feige, why? Well, probably because Kevin Feige apparently is bad at his job. I don't know.
Well, it's the exact same case. You guys like to yell at all the stuff Kevin Feige does and all the stuff Kathleen Kennedy does, and they have overqualified resumes to be in the position they're at. But yet somehow everybody's screaming for Kathleen Kennedy to be fired, but nobody's really. You guys don't really seem to call out Kevin Feige for getting fired all that much.
Okay, so again, like I'm not representing anyone. I'm not really with a group here, right? You may attribute things to me. That's okay.
Well,
whatever.
You keep on using their arguments. I'm saying
it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, dude. Okay. The only thing that I'm aware of that Kevin Feige has actually done, I think, was like Ghostbusters 2016. I can't remember if that was the thing he did, but Ghostbusters.
Kevin
I think
Feige's done the entire MCU,
and then She-Hulk. So he's the entire MCU. That's interesting. But yeah, I'm familiar with. Just that he was involved with She-Hulk, and that just like that. After that show, I don't know where Kevin Feige should be. Right? I can't say. Like as far as like.
So he just does She-Hulk, and you're thinking he should be fired then?
No, I'm not as familiar with things that he really does. Right? Unless you tell me.
Well, I mean, these guys do scream about him less. I wonder why.
Well, I mean, I don't know. The guys that you're talking about, right? I'm not tuned into all the things that they go on about, right? So I think I established that earlier. But this Kevin Feige person, the only thing that I can think of, unless he really did do.
I think it's interesting. You're talking as if you're familiar with these people, but you don't know who Kevin Feige is.
I don't care who writes what until I have to pay attention to
these are producers. Essentially, Kevin Feige is the producer in charge of the MCU. Kathleen Kennedy is the producer in charge of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm aware of Kathleen Kennedy. She's been doing the Star Wars thing for a while.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and read off to you her resume. Poltergeist, E.T., Twilight Zone the movie, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Gremlins, Goonies, Back to the Future, Young Sherlock Holmes, The Color Purple, An American Tale, Inner Space, Empire of the Sun, Batteries Not Included, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Land Before Time, Back to the Future Part 2, Joe vs. the Volcano, Gremlins 2, Back to the Future Part 3. Do you think this is a good resume?
And so he's no longer here to speak for himself. And that's fair. His words are left behind. And his friend, Billy Tucci, who's one of his best friends, said, I think he would be here with us. Mm-hmm. And that caused somebody to weaponize his widow against Comicsgate and blame me for what Billy Tucci said. Now, time has passed. I think Billy was right.
All right. So,
how do you like that? I think Billy was right. Yep. So come after me.
So you are currently arguing that Darwin Cook is Comicsgate. Is that what your argument is?
No, I'm saying the words that he said back then align with what I say now. All right. So I think, sure. Yeah, he would probably in some ways be sympathetic towards Comicsgate in some ways.
So have you ever said that he's Comicsgate?
No.
So you've never ever
I'm not saying it now.
Comicsgate?
No.
All right, this is interesting. Here's a tweet from you. Have fun scraping work in a dead industry that if you suck enough corporate dick, you'll be able to earn in a lifetime what I earned drawing frogs independently. By the way, Darwin Cook was
show it, bring it up.
Listen, man, it's choppy, but here's a tweet. It's your tweet, Ethan. I see your little check mark.
Okay.
I can show it to my audience. Let's see, is that coming?
Show it to me, too.
We can give it a shot. It might be choppy.
Yeah.
Your own words, Ethan. Yeah.
I stand by them, dude. Show it closer. Hold on a second. I'll blow you up. Wait a minute. And by the way, Darwin Cook was Comicsgate. Yes. Excellent.
So, guess what, Ethan?
Well, I stand by
it.
I just said it tonight.
Yeah, guess what, Ethan?
What's that?
What you just did was called a lie. I'm just asking you if you think it's really weird that there's this pattern, and these guys all follow it. This pattern of any time there's a woman or some sort of minority or something like that in some sort of role of power or fulfilling some sort of non-traditional role, and they always find an excuse to complain about it. always there's some sort of excuse. Even with The Woman King. The Woman King wasn't even a franchise thing. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's not historically accurate. It's like, so what? To my understanding, it was a pretty good movie. Not all perfectly historically accurate movies are necessarily bad. And I mean, The Patriot is probably a movie a lot of these guys would probably really like. And that's not historically accurate remotely. So why is The Patriot okay, but not The Woman King? You know, there's...
Okay, hold on, wait. Why? Oh my god. You probably chose the worst movie to do that with, my man. Dude, The Woman King, I don't know if you care or not about this, but they made slave traders the heroes. That's the problem with the historical inaccuracy. The literal slave traders were made the heroes. Why are you arguing in defense of them? What is wrong with you?
Have you seen the movie?
Why the fuck would I?
Well, how do you know if it's any good or not?
It doesn't matter if it's good or not, dude. I thought we thought racism was bad and shit. Don't you still have a problem with slavery or whatever? Huh?
Well, can you name for me one movie that's been perfectly historically accurate?
It's not even relevant, dude. That's not even, because look, again, the problem is the problem that people had, sorry that we're breaking from the rules of the format, but the problem people had was that you were dressing up slave traders in a positive light by making them your main characters. Like, I don't care if they won the day or whatever the fuck, right? I don't care about that. Is that you made slave traders your main characters, and you made them the main characters in that they're pursuing their freedom or whatever the fuck, or the safety of their own fucking country and their people, when they fucking traded slaves. What the fuck do I care if the movie's good at that point, dude?
Well, what do you think of Inglourious Bastards?
Hey guys, let's platform the fucking slave traders.
Long dead slave traders.
Good idea. Good night. My roommate's going to sleep, sorry.
So, what are your thoughts on Inglourious Bastards?
What are my thoughts? Okay. The killing Nazis? Hey, let's... Yo, dude, so many good shots, right? I don't care about the historical inaccuracies of shit with that, right? Because the focus of that film is we're going to blow shit up, we're going to kill a bunch of people, right? We're not making bad people look good and good people look bad necessarily. This is such a... I don't know if this is a weird false equivalency thing you're going for or not telling me, but I don't know what point you're going for here. I'm more focused with the action in that case. You know, here you are with your argument again, trying to... Well, you're going to be fine with the action here, but not the action over here. And it's like... I hate this idea that people want to go on about reparations and then we have an opportunity for ourselves to make slave traders the main characters of our movie in some manner. I don't care. We kill the fuck to the Nazis in Inglourious Bastards and it's a fun ride. Okay? That's a fun movie. Okay?
So what you're saying is that you're okay with historical accuracy as long as... What? I'm actually not even sure what your argument is.
So I told you that, like, the problem with The Woman King, if I were to have a fucking problem at all, is the fact that we've made slave traders the main characters. We've made them like the focus of... I'm not worried about this whole subvert expectations thing. When I see I don't remember her name, sorry, but the Woman King herself, I can't remember her fucking name.
Viola Davis.
Thank you so much. When Viola Davis was on the carpet saying that people have to go see this movie because the machine that is Hollywood is killing people, or she's saying some weird shit, and it's like she's trying to tell us that if we don't watch this movie, that we're letting Hollywood and the world know we're sending a message that we don't want to see some people in certain positions. And like, I can't put up with that. Like, maybe I could have cared 5 years down the road. Maybe I could have given a shit about seeing this movie 5 years down the road, right? But when I see people come out afterwards and try to guilt trip us into watching a movie, right, that we sort of read up on before the movie even came out, I'm sorry, I can't be troubled to bother with The Woman King.
So, when they make a movie about the Founding Fathers, should the Founding Fathers pretty much all be portrayed as villains then?
Well, it depends on if you want to go, because I'm not saying that we should keep from, like, doing, like, fictional, historical, revisionism, whatever, right? I'm not going to say that we shouldn't do that. It's irritating to me, the whole slave trader thing with the Woman King. That's irritating to me, right? I don't even really want to entertain it beyond that point if I can help it. But with the Founding Fathers film, it depends on what you want to do with that movie. You know, I don't know if I can necessarily call them good or evil. I think the Bill of Rights is an incredible document. I don't know quite what they did in their personal life.
I mean, most of them were slavers. So, I mean, it seems weird that you're going to be like, oh, they can do Nuance to a Founding Fathers movie, but not Nuance with the Woman King. It just seems like a weird double standard.
Well, I mean, sure, certainly. I guess you could say that, but I'm aware of shit to do with the Woman King. I'm not tuned in on what the Founding Fathers did in their time. And at the same time, I don't quite know to what extent shit went on with their life, where the focus of the movie would be. I don't know to what degree you should portray the Founding Fathers. I'm not really in a position to say quite how they should do that. I'm just with the Woman King, I'm just irritated with the fact that, again, they would portray slave traders as like main characters and shit, right? I'm not so fond of that kind of thing because there's more to it, right? There's a good lot more to it we could possibly glean, right? But with the Founding Fathers, again, it depends like what you want to focus on, what period, how much do you want to focus on that. I don't quite know what I could think because I don't know where you're trying to go. I saw the promotional material for the Woman King, looked a little bit into it, and was just irritated. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the focus is. I don't know if that movie's even out. When we talk about the Founding Fathers, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you.
Well, still, I mean, you're arguing that they maybe do a Founding Fathers movie with Nuance, you know, but the fact is they were slavers. So to apply that same logic that you're putting down the Woman King to a movie about the Founding Fathers, you'd have to portray almost all of them as villains.
I mean, so the only reason I would, off the top of my head, the only reason why I can really think of there really being a difference necessarily between one thing and another is the Woman King, those people portrayed, depicted, right? They sold their people, right? However, I don't know if the people they sold, traded, whatever, I don't know how many of them were actually criminals because I understand that some of them were. I can't say to what effect that they were, but I know that's something that is a possibility that a good portion of them were criminals or prisoners and, you know, traitors to their people. I don't know. And with the Founding Fathers, the only thing I can really think is, okay, they needed workers, right? And they came to a place where it's like, I can offer you goods and services for people, right? Every single culture in the world, across the globe, every single one, they all engaged in some fucked up shit. I think most, if not all of those cultures, still developing also, by the way, practiced in using slaves for all kinds of shit, right? I think the Jews were slaves in Egypt, but I'm not quite sure. And so, like, should we have a problem with Egyptians on the same level? How long did a lot of this go for? How many casualties were there? Hell, fucking the Great Wall of China has dead people inside of it. The people that were made to work on the wall, they actually, a lot of them died. I understand they were actually used to make the wall stronger. I don't quite know to what degree that there is so much of that happened with the wall. That is, I understand it's something that did exactly happen. But yeah, there's enslavement shit, all kinds across the world, all kinds of cultures. So it's just, I can't just condemn the entire world because there are evil people on it. I can't just do that. Shit's bad, shit's good, right? It's, we all live here, you know?
So, I mean, you do realize you just were talking about how the Woman Kings were slave traders and that's bad and we should never justify it. But then you started justifying the Founding Fathers being slavers and shit like that just because they need it. Don't you think that's a weird take? We are running in circles. So, do you have anything?
Yeah, because of you. Just delete. Fine. Just to give you a taste of your own medicine. I'm gonna go ahead and like tell your viewers that you caused 9/11.
Sounds like fun. Is there anything you want to talk about before I go ahead and end this? Because I feel like we're running in circles.
Yes, delete your videos where you're calling people racist and sexist. Delete them.
Okay, as long as they continue doing racist and sexist things, that's not.
They're not. They're not. No, they are not. You're doing a slander. Delete them, and you can redeem yourself by deleting them.
Yeah, that's not gonna be happening. But you know what? Thanks for coming on.
You freaking leftist.
Thanks for coming on and doing this talk. This was
No, fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay.
No.
Well, have a good one then.
No, fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Okay. Have a good one, man.
No, fuck you. You leftist.
Okay. If that's the best insult you can hurl, have a good one.
See you never, libtard.
Because
this has gone really, really long. I was not expecting it to be this long, but we went down some interesting paths, and it was kind of crazy. And it's interesting to talk to someone like you who has, quite frankly, absorbed this stuff and just not thought about it. And you seem to be confusing talking a lot with critically thinking about something, and it's not the same thing. It's not remotely same thing. You're just meandering a lot, and you're not even thinking about stuff. It's like, dude, if you want to talk about entertainment, you should probably at least know a few names. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin Feige's a huge name. I'm going to tell you, he had dick all to do with Ghostbusters 2016.
That was my whole point the entire time, and what I was trying to understand. Because I don't want to believe that you're a person who's attacking people in bad faith. I just think that from what I saw, the videos that I saw of yours about this, it seemed like you had a very heavy spin on everything. And maybe it was the editing, or maybe I just didn't understand after watching 3 or 4 times. But it just seemed that you had a very, very negative outlook on these people.
My point is, you guys started off with the whole negative spin about that tweet, and we thoroughly fucking destroyed that, and you even agreed with this. So, like, at this point, like, people make bad arguments sometimes. I haven't even seen this, so I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that, like...
So if you haven't seen it, then why are you, like, saying that we are...
Well, I think the point can be made that even if I make one bad argument, which I'm not even confident I would call this a bad argument, but maybe I make one bad argument. Cool, okay. What does that prove? I make 1,000 good arguments and one bad one. What does that prove? Everybody makes occasional bad argument.
You made a video that says you basically claimed that the Quartering's fans were the ones that sent all of the harassing tweets against Moses Ingram.
I don't think I said all, but I mean, it won't surprise me at all if part of his fan base did that. And I would actually be surprised if part of his fan base didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm going to need to, like, verify any of these claims that you're saying about him saying it's all of the Quarterings fans, because of the way you guys misinterpreted that tweet. Like, I kind of just, no offense, don't trust your reading of things anymore. So
I never saw the tweet, because I've never been on Twitter.
There was a clip of the Quartering literally looking at the N-word saying it's not racist.
I should make this clear. I'm here to have my mind changed about you, Chaos. Because from the videos I saw of yours, I had a very bad look on you. And so I came here to have my mind changed.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. I want to believe that you have a very good faith view of these people, or even a neutral faith. But from what I saw, it seemed that you...
I would like to believe that, but I've had lots of people tell me that, including Rags.
Well...
So
maybe that says something about the way the video is put across.
Maybe it's something about how Rags interprets and how he likes to sell things.
Maybe it's about how you sold the things in your video.
Okay, now we're just going super vague.
That's why that's
we've
my
already
point.
Covered points of the video, and like essentially, it seems like we're kind of hitting a brick wall in points of the video. Where it's like you guys are trying to say it's not deflecting when it is deflecting? Or wait, did we agree that's deflecting?
No, we did not. I would not say it's deflecting.
So if you say, hey, racism is bad, but look at this big racist over here, he's different from you. Is that not deflecting?
Okay. What's more racist? Calling somebody a nigger or doing a lynching?
What?
You just
All
got
right,
this video
yeah.
demonetized.
Yeah, dude, look, check it out.
No,
Yeah.
seriously.
Jim,
No.
I don't know. You honestly seem shit-faced, Jim, and I don't know that you probably are gonna be happy that you did this whenever you wake up tomorrow and you're sober.
No,
Yeah.
I legit feel like I'm beating up a super drunk guy right now, and I feel bad for you. Like I don't want to fucking partake in this anymore because now you're saying slurs just to kind of be edgy, and you're making more dumb questions about which thing is worse, and it's like it's embarrassing for you, dude. But you should do this another day. We should do it another day.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Thank you for hosting me on your platform. And yeah, it was a very fruitful conversation. And you've actually made me see some things in a different light.
Okay, excellent. So, I'm glad to hear that.
Which is yes. I'll still watch your videos, and I'll still disagree with you in the comments if you say something I disagree with.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Fantastic.
Thanks, man. It's night there, right? So have a great night. Me, it's in the morning now.
Yeah. Get some sleep, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to get to sleep when that sun starts coming up. All right, have a good one, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Well, that was actually a good conversation.